On to our next one. And speaking of lights on, it's Hitachi Energy. If you ever wonder how when you flick a switch and the lights come on, how does that happen? How does the power get from the generator that one of the power companies produces to your home? Well, we're going to find out next with Hitachi Energy in Jefferson City, Missouri. Let's go inside.
Welcome to our factory. In this panorama is our coal mining department, where we have 40 plus machines that typically works roughly around the clock 5 days a week. Here we have an operator using a machine to bend flat steel for a tank manufacturing process. This is one of our mini multi-tool turret presses. It contains 30 plus dies to punch holes in steel based upon our tank design. In our steel manufacturing department, we use a combination of robotic and manual weld processes to create a tank structure for the transformer. Here's a quick view of a coil weighing machine in action. A coil contains a unique combination of paper, aluminum or copper conductor, and glue, which is wound as per our engineering design. This process step is called core coil assembly. This is where the heart of a transformer takes shape. It combines our coils with a core within a metal insulated frame. This becomes what is known as an active part. In internal assembly, we hook up the active part to the external components of a tank. This process takes skilled employees that can read wiring diagrams to produce a functioning transformer. Once a transformer passes all required tests, a certified welder welds on the tank top to create an airtight enclosure protecting the active part. Here we have an operator wiring fans and breakers into a control panel based upon customer requirements and design specifications. In final assembly, we add customer decals, warning labels, and other accessories based upon the design. Like using instructions to build a model airplane, the labels and accessories enable electricians to safely hook up the transformer into the power grid. With built-in quality, we inspect after every major production step to include final audit, which is our last step prior to shipping the transformer to our customer.
Wow. Great to see how those transformers are made. And you know, as we have electricity powering our lives and we have more usage of electricity through digital devices and EV cars, it is important work that Hitachi Energy is doing there. And right now we're going to zoom in to Chuck Human, Manufacturing and Production Senior Manager at Hitachi. Hey, looking at you live on the plant floor. Welcome to Manufacturing Day 2023.
Hey, good afternoon. Do you hear me?
We got you. The shop floor is yours, Chuck.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. We finally got here as in manufacturing, that's a challenge a lot of times, but we are here. So as you saw, the video shows we make we manufacture transformers, single phase, three phase. I'll talk a little bit first of kind of some things that we do here, some steps I've taken. I've been with the company for 33 years, and all the way up from working on the shop floor for 7 or 8 years, worked through maintenance, through engineering, and now I'm a director of operations here at Jeff City. So a lot of different things a lot of different opportunities here in Jeff City, a lot of things we can do as we move through, a lot of different jobs and positions. So about our product, like I said, single phase and three phase transformers. Single phase are the little green boxes in your front yard. The three phase are the bigger ones with fins on them. You might see it at shopping centers, schools, different various big commercial institutions. So this is the part of we work with the part of the grid called distribution. As we were talking about, how do we get power down to our houses? It's all the way from the generating plant, be it however it might be generated up with either coal or nuclear, onto the new sources of solar and wind power. But we generate those. We build transformers in other locations that step that big power up and put it out to all of the big power lines you see, and then our transformers eventually step it down so it's at the voltages to run 120 volt and 220 volt inside your home. So that's the products that we make here. We've got about 1,100 people in the facility. That includes all the salaried and hourly. So about 600,000 square feet of manufacturing, and just we work 24/5, and we've got several weekend shifts too. So we're pretty much working around the clock to build these things. So behind me here, you see this is really my office. It's this is the coil winding room. You saw that in the video. It's kind of the heart of the transformer. It's what makes the core and coil come together and give us the different variations of voltage that we need for all the different applications of for all of our customers around. So I guess in a nutshell, that's kind of what we do.
Fantastic, Chuck. And you know, it's great to see all the movement behind you with the plant floor. I see a flashing green light. I'm assuming that's a good sign.
Yeah, so those are our and-on lights. They, I can move out of the way a little bit there. Oh, wrong way. It's backwards on me
There you
here.
go.
But yeah, we do a lot of things like that in manufacturing. It's visual manufacturing, right? It's so easy for anyone, shop floor engineer, managers, to walk up and see that flashing blue light means I've got material problems. I need somebody to come and help me, and the right person will come and help. But bigger than just that light, like I said, visual is huge for us. We like to make sure that anybody can walk up and see what's happening. We like to mark things out. We do a lot of 5S projects to make sure that things are clean. That leads to good safety and good housekeeping, and yeah, so lots of those kind of things throughout the factory.
Yeah, you mentioned 5S. Can you explain to the students what 5S is?
Yeah, so 5S is 5S's, and you put me on the spot, but sustain and standardize, many different aspects. But what it means is, if you put it in a nutshell, it's a place for everything and everything in its place. So it means that as we come in shift after shift, we're a 3-shift operation. We can follow each other up. All the tools are there. Everything's in its place, so we can immediately, efficiently get started with the next shift. So it's cleaning up, it's making sure everything's in its right place, and the last S, the sustainment part of it, make sure we stay that way so that everybody can come in, work safely, and work efficiently.
Wow, now I know I got to do some 5S's on my shop floor in my garage, because it is not clean and it is not organized. So
Well,
thanks for explaining that one.
yeah, no problem.
Well, we do have some questions coming through, and I want to go ahead and Sydney, one of our students, asked, how many transformers does Hitachi Energy work on in a day? Good question,
Yeah,
Sydney.
yeah, great. We're here in Jeff City. We make about 130 of the little single phase, like I said, in your front yard a day, and we make about 60 to 65 of the 3 phase a day, depending on the size of them. But that's about what we make a day. So roughly just right in the 200 range is what we produce in a day, and that equates to about 25 semi trucks that come out of here every day
Wow,
with transformers on them.
that's a lot. We got another good question coming in. In fact, a couple here. Mrs. Yoko's class in Chillicothe, some Rockstar students over there want to know, do you exclusively make distribution transformers there in Jefferson City?
We do. So distribution is what we run, which stays below certain voltage levels. Hitachi is a very big company. We have a lot of factories around the globe, but even in the U.S., we've got several others, and in Canada. So we make all the way up to the power transformers. So we're making everything from power generation all the way down to the distribution, bring it into your home. But here in Jeff City, just distribution up to 3150 kVA.
Okay, and then so what is that? What think about scale? What was that size of a transformer, like a Target or a Walmart or?
Yeah. Well, depend. It can be something. It can be a utility can bring it out. Ameren UE, who supplies power, they can bring that out and put it into a big shopping center, a big commercial building. But it can also. We have a lot of lately. You hear of data centers, right? Everybody got the iPhone out. Everybody's on Facebook, Amazon. A lot of data required, a lot of computer systems to handle all of that data. So we now make a lot of transformers that go to those data sources. So a lot of our big transformers, the several a day probably, are going to manage the data that this wave of iPhones and all the PC generation has brought in. So.
And it's only getting more, so it's not getting less. So another quick question. This actually came in kind of on the Nike folks too. What kinds of places do you have to source materials from? And then has this been a problem in a post-COVID manufacturing world?
Yeah, great question. And the answer is very simple. If it's a problem, absolutely. We have challenges all the time. We have a great supply chain group. We source from around the globe, right? We're a global company, and we go where we can put our buying powers together across all of our factories and source that and get it where we have to get it from. We do a lot of local as well, though. We definitely try to source local when we can, but there's a lot of the things we use we just can't get local here, even in the state of Missouri. Some we can't even get in the U.S. So we're all over the globe. Our major commodities are the copper and aluminum that go in the coils. Then we have a special kind of steel for the cores called E-steel. It's its own steel. And then we've got mechanical steel and stainless steel to make up our tanks. So those are our biggies, along with oil. Of course, these are oil-filled transformers, but it's a transformer oil that goes in those, a special oil as well. So we're kind of limited where we can get these things, but they come from all over the place. And just as I said, with 23 trucks going out, we've about equally got that many coming in every day, bringing parts in.
Fantastic. Yeah, and we're seeing that across the board. So supply chain is still an issue. It doesn't matter what manufacturer you are and where you are in the state, it's still an issue. We have one other question coming in. Wellsville Middletown, 7th grade science class asks, what is the typical salary at Hitachi? Good question.
Yeah, so if we talk first shop floor, we're in that low mid-20s range. I don't have the exact numbers of that. As you jump into salary, it's sky can be the limit there. I shouldn't say sky's limit. There's a big range, right? There's the engineers. There's many different types of jobs, but I suspect that new engineers coming in out of school could expect to be in that the 70, 80 range, something like that.
Not bad. I'll take it. Coming out of college. All right. So, I think we're good on questions. One last parting shot, for the students. What would you give them as far as advice that they need to kind of focus on to be successful at Hitachi?
Yeah. So, I mean, as the previous Copeland folks told you, it's all across the board. We've got Everybody, it's important all the way from the shop floor up to the general manager here. We've got to have all those jobs for this thing to click. So whether you're coming in with shop floor, you got to focus on the, being on time, being at work, ability to learn, wanting to learn. That's what we want. We got to have people showing up every day and being safe and wanting to learn that next job or whatever out here, so we can be cross trained. As far as the salary, some of the same fundamental skills, right? We've got to have definitely the degree to get you in up front in the salary jobs, but making sure that you come in with an open mind. You want to work with people. You want to work together, and again, that you want to learn. We want to make sure that we have people that want to keep learning and keep moving the company forward.
Yeah, lifelong learning. It's not just about being in school. It's also about learning in your industry and learning your craft.
Absolutely.
Well, Chuck, thank you so much for zooming in for Manufacturing Day 2023. We really enjoyed the time, and thank you to all that you and Hitachi do to power on our lives.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.